Okay, so we're on a new unit for week 8, Wednesday. It's on quadratic equations and graphing. So let's go ahead and go over this. What the frick just happened? Oh my gosh. I'm not freaking enough. Just closed. Okay, there's another one here. All right, so let's take a look at this one. I need you to pay attention, please. Okay, so warm up. Graph the following absolute value. What shape is an absolute value? V shape, right? Now, I want you to write this down. Y equal plus or minus A, X minus H. Let's put absolute value here. Plus K. And actually, it's quadratic. Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm going to put squares. So come over here. Like that. Write that down, please. Positive K, you go up. Negative K, you go down. Do you remember this thing? Negative H, you go to the right. Positive H, you go to the left. Do you remember this? Positive A, it's a happy face. Negative A, it's a sad face. If A is bigger than 1, like A equals 5, for example, it is a compressed, skinnier graph. If A is smaller than 1, like 1 over 2 or 1 over 4, it is a wider graph. Do you see that? Make sure you write that down. Because you do need to have that. All right, so when I look at number 1, okay, this is an absolute value. So I know it's a V shape. So when I look at this, -4, you go down 4 and you go right 3, correct? Down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, 1, 2, 3. It's positive and it's normal size at a 90-degree angle. Do you see that's a 90-degree angle? That's what you grab. That's why I asked to grab the color pencils. So go ahead and do that. Actually, before you do that, hold on, let me try number 2. Number 2, what does a 5 mean?
Oh, the 5 means
What does it mean?
um it's going up or down.
Okay, 5 means you're going up, correct? What does an 8 and 1 mean? It's inside the absolute value, so that negative means you're going to the right, correct? Right 1. Negative means it's facing down. 3 is A is greater than 1, so it's going to be skinny. So when you graph this, go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right 1, it's upside down, and it's skinny, like that. Go ahead and practice on your own. I'm an up.
Okay.
So we're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over to the right 1. And it's a skinnier or more compressed.
Okay.
All right, so quadratic function. Everything up to here, this is absolute function, right? Absolute value. Quadratic function is a shape like a U. The parent function is y is equal to plus or minus a x minus h, make sure there's a square, plus k. Now, notice the part that I'm highlighting. That part, this part right here, is what makes it a quadratic function. Just like when you have y equal plus or minus absolute value, this is an absolute value function. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And remember from there, there's also like x cubed, remember? Which looks like this shape. Do you remember that? Square root of x, which looks like this. Do you remember that? Remember? Okay, because we did go over all of those. All right, so I don't know how you're going to fill this out because I don't know where the equation is. It doesn't actually give you the equation. Do you understand that? Yeah, so I don't know how he wants you to fill this part out. So if x equals -2,
It's the note section, so I think he had us like fill out while I was taking the test.
probably. So if that's going to be the case, it's going to be y is going to be plus or minus a x plus 2 because the double negative. Do you see that? Plus k. I just want you to fill that part out, okay? Same thing with over here. Y equals plus or minus a x minus 1. There's just single negative, right? Plus k. So just fill that part out. So make sure you do that part, this part, this part. Go ahead and do that, please. All right, I want to go over this part right here. So I'm going to have you stop whatever you're doing. So let's take a look over here. First one, this is going to be, come on, down 4. Left 2. Do you see that? So go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1, 2, and it's going to be a normal size at a 90-degree angle because a is equal to 1. Do you see how there's a 1 in front of that right there? Okay. The domain is going from left to right. What is your domain?
My domain.
How far does my graph go from left to right?
Uh, negative
Yes,
2.
correct. Range is up and down. So how far does it go up?
Um,
Positive infinity, correct? How far low does it go? How far down does it go? Good. And then this is going to be a bracket. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Another way of writing this is all real numbers. Do you remember that? Or you could say y is greater or equal to, there's an equal to because you're including the bracket, -4. Do you see that? Describe the transformation. You just simply say down 4, left 2, and a equals 1. So it's normal shaped 90-degree. Does that make sense? Do you remember talking about this? I'm pretty sure you remember how to do this. Yes? You probably have this in your notes somewhere for quarter 2, right? All right, next one.
Is this your quarter 2?
Yeah, it is. I'm just reviewing it right now. Okay, let's take a look over here. Actually, I'm going to pause. I'm going to have you catch up first. Next part right here. Pay attention, please. All right, this one's x equals -4. So you're really putting -4 plus 2 squared minus 4, right? -4 plus 2 is a -2. -2 squared is a 4. 4 minus 4 is a 0, right? I'm going to be plotting this. Same thing when it's -3, -3 plus it's going to be 1. 1 minus 4 is a -3. -2, 0, -4. -1, 1 squared minus 4, -3. Do you see how now it's going up? Do you see that right there? That's kind of like where the peak is. Do you see how it's repeating? Because when you have something that looks like this, do you see how there's like 2 versions of it right there? Okay. Do you see how there's 2 versions of it? So then when x is equals 0, 0 is going to give you a -4. And do you see how this part right here is now repeating now? Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay. So then let's go ahead and graph this. So you have -4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. -3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, I look at the shape and I know it's going to be a happy face, correct? Yes? Then -1, 3, 0, -4. Wait, that doesn't fucking make sense. 0. No, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. X is 0, -4. Oh no, I screwed this up. I'm sorry, it's not -4. This is wrong. If it's 0, it's gonna be 2 squared, which is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0, so that's 0. So this is 0, 0, right? -1, 3, right here. Do you see kind of where the vertex is? Do you see how like this graph is going up this way? It's going this way. So where's your vertex? Has to be right there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It's probably right there. And that's how you graph it. And if you look at it, do you go down 4? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is, 4, right? And the vertex here, remember, is opposite of HK, correct? HK. So inside the parenthesis, it is a positive, -2, opposite, right? -4. That's your vertex, correct? Domain, I'm just going to say that is going to be -infinity to positive infinity. Range, it's going to be from the lowest point it gets is -4, highest point is positive infinity. You can describe the transformation. So you do that one on your own. Okay, well, I'm going to video record it. You can freaking figure it out on your own. I don't know what to fucking tell you. You've done this many times before. So maybe go over, find your notes on this and review it. You still have your notebook, right? Right? Good. What is this? Absolute value or quadratic? So what shape is it going to be? Good. The 3. What does that mean? There's nothing inside there, so you're not going right or left. It's staying at 0. What does that 2 mean?
Is facing up or facing down.
It's a positive, so you know it's facing up. We know that. Okay, but what does a 2 mean? 2 is 8 is greater than 1, so it's going to be a skinnier V shape. Down 3. 1, 2, 3. And instead of having a 90-degree angle, it's more of an acute angle. Do you see that? Your domain. How far low does this get? Describe the transformation. You could do that on your own. Next one over here. Now you have a chart, right? Is this quadratic or absolute value? Quadratic. It's going to be a U shape, correct? Down 3, right? Skinnier U shape, but it's a smiley face going up, correct? Plug this in. If x equals -2, 2 times -2 squared minus 3. -2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. Do you see that? -1. 2 times -1 squared minus 3. -1 squared is -1 times -1, which is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 minus 3 is -1. Do you see that?
Okay.
0. When you have extra time, I don't want you to be doing anything on social media. You need to be reviewing this crap. It's just -3. When it's 1, you should get -1. When it's 2, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 3, it should be a 5. That's what you should have, yes? Yes? So look at the points. Do you see how this is an x value and a y value? So we're going to graph this. -2, 5. -1, 1. 0, -3. And now do you see how it's coming up again now? At 1, -1. Do you see where it's going up with the U shape? And notice it's also like a skinnier U shape, correct? You do the rest of this. Describe how you determine the domain and range for both functions. For domain, you look at the right and left of the graph, right? For the range, you look at the up and the down for the graph, right? That's it. Next page. What does a 3 mean?
It's going up 3,
What does -1 mean?
1, 3, flat 1.
No, it's opposite, so it's going to be right. What does a -1/2 mean?
It's less than 3.
Yeah, so it means wider. There you go. So let's go ahead and grab this thing. Up 3, 1, 2, 3. Right 1. Wider facing down. Do you see how it's wider right there? Okay, domain. -infinity, +infinity. Range. How far down does it go? No. How far down? Down. It keeps going down. It doesn't stop. Do you see the arrow pointing down? When it goes up, how far up does it go? Bracket. You describe the transformation, yes? Okay, this is an oops, I actually drew this wrong. This is an absolute value, correct? Right? So technically I drew a happy or sad face. Do you see how if it's going to be like this, it has to be bigger, it has to be obtuse? Do you see that? Because A is smaller than 1, right? Okay, this one's the same thing, except this is a quadratic, correct? Which means it's going to be a U shape. Same thing. If x equals -1, -1 minus 1 is -2, correct? -2 squared is 4, right? -half of 4 is a -2, right? -2 plus 3 is a 1. That's your first point. 0. 0 minus 1 is a -1. -1 squared is a +1. Half of 1 is a -1/2, right? -1/2 plus 3, well, what's 3 minus 1/2? It's 2.5. Yes? You can figure that out on your own. Okay, now that has a 1. Well, that 1 and the -1, let's see. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 squared is 0. 0 times -1/2 is 0. Plus 3 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 and 1/2 is -1/2. So 2.5, and when it's 3, it's going to be 1. So we're going to graph this. Start at -1, 1. 0, 1, 2, 2.5. 1, 1, 2, 3. 2, right there. 3, 1. Do you kind of see how this graph goes? It's wider. Do you see that? But the vertex is still at 1, 2, or 1, 1, 3. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Just like this, the vertex is 1, 3. This h part, remember, it's x minus h. So the h is always going to be opposite. So it's a -1. You write it down as a +1. Do you see that? Okay, so you describe the rest. I'm going to stop right there. You finish. I'm going to pick up your brothers. All right, so how do we think we choose the number for each of the tables? Well, do you see how with the numbers, you always have like a negative, right? And then a positive, right? And do you see how these numbers I'm highlighting? Like -1, 1, 3, 1. Do you see how the 1 repeats in the y value? On the y? And it does that on purpose because that's where you have the u coming up, correct? It's like going down, then it's going up again, or, whatever. Then take a look over here. The 2.5 and then the 2.5, right? This right here, the 1, 3, that is going to be the vertex. So you should say, select a positive number, negative number, vertex, and repeat of y values to show the graph is making this shape. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's something you can say. How are the graph, absolute value function, quadratic same or different? Correct? They do have the same parent function, aside from the this versus this. Do you see that? Okay. And also the H, K, A works the same, right? H is still going to be going down and up. K is going to be left and right, or I'm sorry, H is left and right. K is up and down. A is upside down, upside down, facing up, skinny, or wider, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are they different? Well, the biggest one is different shape, right? V versus a U, correct? So yeah, go on. Did you finish writing that down? I'm gonna give you, okay. All right, so summarizing, here we go. Positive A means it's this shape. What shape is that?
So
Like upward, right? You go ahead and fill in the blank, right? I'll fill the positive. If it's greater than a 1, it is, if it's greater than 1, it's skinnier, correct?
yeah.
H, positive H means you go up, negative H, positive, or I'm sorry, hold on, this is wrong. Negative H means you go to the right, positive H, positive K means you go up, negative K, you fill in the rest. Does that make sense? Okay, go ahead and do that. Okay, this one here, y equals x squared minus 3, right?
Mhm.
So minus 3 is 1, 2, 3. You go down 3, and it's just a normal shaped. Correct?
Mhm.
I'm going to do this one. Negative 5 means you go down 5. Negative 2 means you go to the right 2. A is equal to 2, so A is greater than 1, which means it is compressed or skinny. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 1, 2, and then it's facing upward because it's a positive A, correct?
Mhm.
All right, that's it. Now you do this one over here. Give that one a try on your own. Do exactly what I wrote down here. Explain it, okay? And then try the last question or last two questions. All right? All right. Do you remember this? Is it kind of coming back? Okay. Positive 3. That means up 3, correct?
Mhm.
And then left 2, right? It's a negative, so it's going to be upside down, right?
Mhm.
But A is equal to 1, so it's normal, right? Right? So up 3, 1, 2, 3. To the left, 1, or left, 1, 2. And, but it's upside down, so it just looks like this. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Translate graph. So now you're doing the opposite. What they're doing is they're giving you 7 to the left, correct?
Yeah.
6 down. Vertical stretch by a factor of 12. Vertical stretch.
Why do you move left 2?
Because remember, this is an x minus h inside, right? This is an x minus h, correct? Right?
Okay.
Positive 2, you go to the left. Negative 2, you go to the right. It's opposite because of the negative. Do you see that? Yeah. Vertical stretch. So here's the thing. If I were writing this, f of x, he forgot an f right there, f of x is equal to x, 7 unit to the left means plus 7 because the opposite, correct? 6 down, minus 6. Vertical stretch. So is vertical stretch going to be a equals 1 over 12 or if a equals 12? What do you think that means? Because there's a horizontal stretch and a vertical stretch. What do you think? Let's check. Fellas, I need to move Emma out of here. Get out of here, please. He's working. Get out of here. No, if she's done, send her upstairs, please. Don't have her come over here and bother other people. So you can sit there and look at your phone. I'm over here helping Quentin, Grayson, and Maddie. You have one kid, Silas. So I want to make sure that you understand the difference here. Hold on. Vertical stretch. Vertical is going this way, right? So this is a vertical stretch. So what it means is that it's skinny. Okay, so A is greater than 1, right? Now, you want to be careful if it says horizontal. Horizontal is left and right, right? So what that means is that it's being pulled, so it's getting fatter, correct? So that's A is less than 1. Does that make sense? So if it says vertical stretch by 12, then it's just A equals 12, right? Horizontal stretch by 12, it's A is 1 over 12. Do you see the difference? Vertical is just stretching this way, going up and down, so it's getting skinnier and thinner, right? So this is going to be 12. That's your answer. Okay. Below is a graph for P profit for various selling prices of a skateboard. So this is selling prices. And what is that right there? Is that profit? I think this is profit, yeah. And this is selling price, okay? It looks like they sold 40. They usually get maximum profit, right? But if they sell more than 40 or whatever, it looks like it kind of dips down profit, right? What selling price should you choose to make the maximum profit? Well, whatever the vertex is. So what is that? What is that right there? Is that 30 and 40?
Yes, between 30 and 40.
What is that? Is that 10? 20?
No, it's 30.
This is 30?
Yes.
This is 30 right here?
Yeah.
And this is 40, correct? So I will say that's in the middle. So X value is like what, 35? And what's the profit? 12,000?
Yeah.
So that will be it, right? So selling point is at 35, profit is at 12,000, right? So then it asks you at what selling price, so it's asking for this part right here, would you give a profit of 6,000? So P is 6,000. 4, is that 6 right here? Or is that 5? What is that? 6? 6,000?
6,000.
I'm looking at your paper, yeah. And so look over here. So what is that? Is that like 20-ish? Like almost 20?
Yeah, almost 20. It's like 18.
Yeah, so approximately X equals 19, right? Yeah. At what selling point would you make 0 profit? So you're telling about profit, so let's go to P for profit. 0 is right here, correct? At what selling point? Well, this one right here at 10, and? Okay, so you could say P is equal to 0 when selling point is equal to what now?
10 and 60.
60. There you go. And that's it. Make sense? Okay. All right. Are you ready to go to the gym? Okay. All right. Do you want to take a snack or anything before you leave? Would you like a tangerine?